Hey, you guys are tuned in with Kicks on the Fly here, and if you haven't yet, please make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And yeah, my channel is all about just me going to buy, sell, trade consignment stores and getting a business perspective of the culture. And also, I apologize for the audio on the second interview. It wasn't great, but I hope you guys will be able to still hear everything. So thank you guys. Love. Alright, what's up, y'all boy? Kicks on the Fly, back at it with another video. We got my man Gray here, business partner of Selective, right? Alright, Selective. So tell me, man, what inspired you to do this, man? You a youngin', we the same age, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Luke have been doing it forever. We met, when did we meet? Like 2017? We met in 2017. We both just had the same interests and stuff like that. We both like clothes, and then he was doing some out of a garage, and then kind of helped him out with that. And then when we started working at Selective, we just stayed there for a long time. And unemployment money came through and fell into place, I guess. So I opened up a store with my unemployment money, and then Selective closed down back in like March, and then we just kind of carried on the name and opened up in a new spot.
So how come it's not called Selective Hype no more? Because that's what people mainly know you as, because you was open for like, what, a year and a half at Selective Hype?
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Almost 2 years, and like everybody knew that spot, you know what I mean? Hey, you guys go check them out, like they right there.
Well, I hated the word hype. I hated the word hype. Cause, well, it was associated with the old owner, and we just don't really like the old owner. It's just a lot of disagreements and stuff like that.
Right.
But we decided to drop the name, just keep it Selective, which is what we wanted to do in the first place, but it just didn't pan into play at the time. But now we can do that. I didn't like the word hype.
Right, you feel like it's too much into like, it excludes a lot of things, you know what I mean?
Well, that was the thing at the old spot, like it had hype in the name, but we really didn't do hype clothes anymore. And by the time that me and him took over, it was really just vintage, kind of like what it was. And I mean, we still had Supreme and stuff like that, but it wasn't to the extent like it was when we first opened, because at the first point it was like 5 racks of hype stuff and 2 racks of vintage, and at the end it was 5 racks of vintage and 2 racks of hype stuff. So
yeah, because I definitely went in there a couple of times and I shopped with y'all guys, and I see y'all had a lot more vintage things than hype wear.
Yeah.
Even though you did have some like hype wear, I remember I caught like a anniversary babe shirt.
Yeah.
A white one. Yeah.
Yeah, but just wanted to move away. I also wanted to move away just from the old name. Just keep it familiar, but not the whole thing. Just because we kind of wanted to separate ourselves from
make it your own at that point.
Yeah, just kind of move past the old place in a way.
So for the young people out there, man, how do you guys handle with like the vintage wear that you get? Like, where do you go specifically to like get those things? You know what I mean? Are you going to thrift stores? You going to pop-up shops? Like,
primarily from people like bringing stuff in, just like buy, sell, trade, and then we have a couple people that we hit up, like just good friends from people who usually come to the old place and buy in bulk and stuff like that. And there's a couple pages on Instagram and stuff that we'll hit up. Some good guys in Columbia and Greenville.
So tell me about that. Like when you create a relationship with somebody, you always got to keep a good relationship with them, boy. You know. Because you want to come back to them, you want to shop with them. They throw you deals, probably, you know what I mean? Since y'all in the store, you got to get it for lowest, you can help sell it for higher, right?
Yeah. I guess just kind of like just being friends with them, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially like with me, at least, I don't really like doing like business stuff like all the time. So like a lot of, at least the people that we buy from in Columbia, like Jeremiah, and Bradley goes to Erskine, and then there's Bo, who lives in Clemson. Like they're just our friends. So it's just like they also like clothes and stuff. So they just have a lot of them. So we have the ability to buy off of them, so we can flip it and stuff like that. And, just knowing people, I guess. I don't really. Yeah.
What about the inventory? Like when you first started up, like how hard was it for you to get the inventory in order to have enough for when you wanted to start your own store?
Well, Luke had a lot of clothes already, just because he's just a collector or a hoarder. I guess, I hate to be that way, but it really wasn't that hard. Just because we knew so many people that were selling clothes around here. There's a dude, Thrifting Gears on Instagram. He helped us a lot. Bo helped us a lot. Jeremiah helped us a lot. Bradley helped us a lot. And I mean, it really wasn't that hard because we already knew people that had the clothes and stuff like that. So it wasn't really difficult, but it takes time and money and stuff like
exactly.
that.
So when y'all were buying those, were you buying those with your own money? Like you was working at the time, you had a separate job?
Well, that was over the summer. So like when all the unemployment stuff started coming in, because I was getting $750 checks a week for doing nothing, and then I was also working at a bike store under the table in cash, and then we were still selling clothes on the side and stuff. We had a pop-up in June and had a couple of vendors there, and we made some money there and stuff. But
I heard about it, man. I couldn't go because I was at work, but I was like, man, I think Josh went, right? You and Josh went?
Yeah.
I didn't join.
Josh was there though.
Yeah, Josh was there. Yeah.
But yeah, that was how we made money and stuff like that. And he was working at Cola Kicks for probably almost like a month. Yeah. So.
Hey, Cola Kicks just moved down here. Shout out to them boy. We're gonna come out with a video for them boy too, man.
Yeah. But that's what we were doing for the most part.
Just, what about the place? Like, how'd y'all come up on this place? Like,
lucky.
Vacant?
It was lucky.
Yeah.
Because we really wanted the old place that we were at before, but
what happened with that? Like,
it just didn't work out. It was just bad timing.
Yeah.
I got my first unemployment check like 2 days after someone signed a lease there, and I sent in a higher bid to see if, because I think it was like $1,400 a month at the other place. I sent 16, and they just never got back with me. So that didn't work out in that sense. But here, just looking one day, there's another place like a block from here that we were looking at too. It just was too expensive. And then I originally hated this place. Like I really did. Like, I really hated it. I wanted nothing to do with it because like that arch right there used to be like a wall, and it just looked ugly. I hated the floors. I don't know. I didn't hate the location at all. I thought the location was the only good thing about it, but it grew on me after I walked in and looked at it and stuff like that, and it was just kind of like...
Not just stuff like, you know what I mean, like, I can put that there, I can go this day.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so big either. I thought it was just kind of like this room, and then that was like the back room.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, because they advertise it as 900 square feet or something like that, but it seems so much bigger just because the ceilings are so tall and stuff like that.
Right.
And the back room really adds a lot of... That added a lot for me, because the main thing I was looking for was a back room. Because the old place, we just had one rack and a bathroom. That was just our storage, and we had like a shelf and stuff. So like that was like our only storage space. So like my big thing is I wanted a back room, so I could put shit back there. So.
Right, more inventory, stuff like that. You keep personal things out of there, you know what I mean?
Correct. 100%. I just hated having everything out visible all the time. That was my biggest complaint, and I just wanted to have, I guess, kind of more of a foot traffic location, because we didn't have a foot traffic location for the place. It was just like, if you were going there in that area, you were going to go to our shop or your corner store down the street. That was it. So I mean, here it's Meeting Street, so everybody's here.
Traffic, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just kind of lucky. We got lucky with the price, and it wasn't listed online. It was on like an MLS server. So just good timing.
Why Charleston?
Because I don't want to leave Charleston. That's one thing that because that's one thing that makes me mad. Is I hate when people say that Charleston sucks, because it doesn't. I think people just
don't find the goodness out of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, it's just like, I don't know, because we talked about going to Columbia and doing it a little bit, and then I just didn't want to go anywhere else because Charleston doesn't have anything like this. So it's just like, you can either go somewhere else and know you can be somewhat successful in a big ocean with a bunch of fish that do the same shit, or you could stay here and you could be the only one and
support the locals.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you don't want to just leave it to shrivel up, and then other people, because it's just like, people from Charleston are just like, there's nothing to do here. There's no stores that there is in like Atlanta or New York or Los Angeles or Chicago or Miami or whatever. But there is now, you know what I mean? And it's just like, if you put that off and you move somewhere else where there's already that stuff, then people are just going to from Charleston, just going to keep saying like, I wish we had something like that here. So now they can't say that because there is something here like that. And that was my biggest thing, is I didn't want to deprive Charleston of having the same stores that other big cities have.
Right.
Not necessarily the experience or whatever, but just like having the option. You know what I mean?
But even when you come in here, like you could already tell, like it's a whole vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's not somewhere where you just want to pick out a couple clothes and then leave. You know what I mean? Like, no, you want to talk to the owner, chill out with him. You know what I mean? See what he's feeling, see what he's not.
That was another big thing. Is we don't want it to feel like just like a place. It's like APB. Like no offense to APB, but I used to work there, and it was just like they just didn't want you to stay. They wanted you to get in and get out. Like that's just how that was, and I didn't want that to be like that because it's just like you want to. That's how you make relationships. Like you were saying, it's just like if you make relationships with people, it's like if you come in, I want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna try and talk to you, or if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. But I'm gonna at least try. You know what I mean? That's kind of the biggest thing. That's how I made all my relationships with all the people who we bought clothes from when we were opening up. It's just like. They've been coming to the store for 1.5 years at that point since we opened, so it's just like, might as well hit it off. We like the same stuff.
So tell me about like the placement of everything, how you pretty much like wanted the appearance of the shop to be. Like, was that off just y'all's taste? You know what I mean? Like,
with this room right here, we just kind of wanted it to seem kind of messy. I'm trying to think, I guess like the best way to put it is just kind of like a bedroom, I guess, just like when you're a kid, you just kind of have a bunch of posters. I know my room is still like that, and his room is like that, so it's just like, we just have a bunch of posters everywhere, so we're like, why not make it like our room? So we just took all of our posters that we had and just put them up on one wall.
Yeah, there's some dope stuff over here.
Yeah, and then that's what we were trying to do with this room. Just make it like our stuff, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's just like I got decks over there, like my toys and whatever, and my books, and then that room we were trying to do like more clean, so make it simple, kind of have everything more organized and laid out. But yeah, that's kind of how we planned it originally. It's just kind of.
So y'all got like a lot of personal pieces in here that y'all just took from when y'all.
Pretty much every decoration is personal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I mean, most of these posters are definitely personal, except for like a couple, but. Yeah, I would say every decoration on the wall and stuff is all personal for the most part. There's a couple things that we've gotten just as we've been open and stuff, but everything's ours. Right. Everything, I mean, like, because I didn't want to just have stuff in here that we don't really have, like, a connection to, I guess. Like, every decoration, I can tell you a story behind it, I guess.
Right. Just get something to you.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it.
So, like, about COVID and stuff, you know, everybody's been going through this for a couple months now, you know, and y'all, you said, Selective hype closed down, and then in that, you know, you made some money and got this store. So like, how has that affected business?
Like COVID?
Yeah.
I don't really think it has.
Y'all been
just the masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think that if we have like a slow day or whatever, I don't think it's directly related to COVID at this point, because I feel like people are going out at this point. It's just like if you have a mask and you want to go out, you can pretty much go out, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really think people, not that they're not adhering to staying home, but it's just like they're not really advising you to stay home anymore. Right. They're just like, if you go somewhere, social distance, wear a mask or whatever. And I don't really think that's affected us in any way like that, which is good, which, I mean, I'm somebody that likes to think, so I was trying to think, like, what's every risk possible or whatever, and like, I was like, in 2 months from now when we want to open, is the virus still going to be as bad? Are people still going to be advised to stay home or whatever? And I thought about it, and I'm just like, if it is, we can do online. Yeah. That's the worst case scenario.
So that's another thing. Yeah. Has online increased for y'all, like online shopping?
Well, we just opened up our website last week, so that's still relatively new, so we haven't really hit it off with the website yet, but it hasn't, I mean, it's been a lot of in-store. It's just like, because, I mean, we're still new, so people want to come in and they want to see the new store, especially people that used to come to the old store a lot. Like, they just want to come in, they want to see what the new place looks like. And then I'm sure down the road, like, especially like in December and stuff like that, when like all the College of Charleston students go back home, that was like a big thing at the old store. It's just like when everybody who went to the College of Charleston from out of town went home, our online orders would go up because everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone, so they couldn't come in the
Yeah,
store
exactly.
anymore, you know what I mean?
So,
but that's still cool that they fuck with y'all that much to, you know what I mean? Like, all right, if I'm not there, I'm gonna order online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was one big thing with the old place, is just like everybody loved that store so much, and I wish we could have kept the Instagram for that, but like the old owner, we just had a disagreement on keeping the Instagram. I won't go into details of that.
Right. Hey, keep it positive. Keep it positive. You know what I mean?
But I couldn't keep the old Instagram, and it had like 4,000 followers and people that just really loved the store or whatever. So it kind of sucks that we lost them. But I mean, we'll eventually slowly get them back, which I've noticed. Like I see familiar names pop up on the Instagram feed and stuff like that. But people, that was one thing I really liked about the old store. It's just like people really loved that store, and people loved coming in there, and people loved hanging out. It wasn't like, I didn't want to make it like a store. I wanted it to be
just a good environment that you knew, like, hey, if I'm going to Selective Type, I'm gonna be there a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna just grab a couple things and head out. No,
exactly. That was one. That was one thing I really wanted to do. Is I didn't want it to be just a store. I wanted it to be like, because I mean, people still come here just to hang out, like, which is fine with me. Like, I have no problem doing that.
Y'all need to put like a, I don't know, a foosball table or something. You know what I mean? They got the basketball goal. I'm about to show y'all that infamous basketball goal.
But yeah, maybe something. I don't know. Gotta figure it out.
For sure. But I'm gonna take the people around, man. We're gonna see a couple bits and pieces you got in here to show them around.